Okay, now shake.
The magic box. Once there was an orphan girl named Taya who lived in a village near a castle. One day she found a magic silver box. It was about 2 feet wide and 1 foot deep, and it was burnished silver, so it looked like it was old, but it still had some shine to it. She found this box, and it was very enticing, but it wouldn't open. So she closed it in the iron gates of the shoe factory, and it still wouldn't open.
Shoe factory?
Yeah.
Shoe factory? Apparently there was a shoe factory nearby. She gave it to a goat to chew on, and what do you think?
Did that work?
Still wouldn't open.
It broke the goat's teeth.
It broke the goat's teeth. Yeah, the goat said, well, I have some silver fillings now. So then she took it to a butcher. The butcher used his sharpest knife, and you know what? Guess what happened?
Didn't open.
He couldn't even scratch it. That's some pretty tough silver, huh? Okay, you go next.
She got to the biggest kid in the orphanage. It was the fattest kid ever. It was like an orphan to sit on it. And it still wouldn't open. But it was sweaty and gross since she washed it in the river.
Perfect.
She,
Perfecto. She went to the falconer and had his falcon drop it from 200 feet. And that's really high, Empire State Building high. Well, maybe not that high. But
Maybe it's a little higher than 200 feet, but yeah.
and it still wouldn't open after being dropped from that high by a falcon. Falcon is really straining to get up there. So.
This is a pretty heavy box.
it
for
was
a
pretty
falcon.
big.
It's going
So she took it down to the village square. It was a small village, but it had a little village. I mean, and it had this statue, bronze statue up there, and kind of at a tilt, and the head was missing. It was an old statue. And she sat down there grumpily. She's thinking, I'm never going to open this thing. I just wish it would open. And it just, while she's sitting there, it just kind of eased open. It kind of made a creaky noise. And she looked inside.
Oh, because she said she wished it would open?
She just wished it would open. That's all she had to do the whole time. So she reached in there, and she found this golden key just sitting there on a little patch of velvet. And she picked it up and looked at it and thought, now I have this key. I wonder what it's to.
So she tried it on the door to the orphanage treehouse. And that was a door that had been locked for years. But what do you know? The golden key didn't fit. Why? Because she's trying to figure out what the golden key is to.
Treehouse. Why did the treehouse lock up?
Why was the treehouse locked up? Well, maybe
Some kid died in there.
Maybe nobody. That's a ghost story. maybe it just hadn't been used for a while. Maybe it was neglected and not safe. But she was trying to figure out where this key would go. Then she thought the key might open the vault at the bank. Ooh, that could be exciting, huh? If I can open the vault at the bank, oh my goodness, what riches would be mine, right? But the banker wouldn't let her try it. Rats.
But what if that turns out to be the thing that opens in the end? And
Then Taya tried it on the stable door so she could sneak in to play with the colts. What do you think happened this time with the key?
didn't open.
Didn't fit.
She tried it on the stable door. She tried to open the lock to the merry-go-round, but the key didn't fit.
What was the merry-go-round like?
It was horses, but they had flames in their eyes.
Flames in their eyes?
Another sort of ghost story reference.
Yeah,
That's like
it did. That's all.
supernatural.
That's all?
all?
Okay.
Flamey horses. Key won't fit in the lock to the boathouse down by the docks. And this boathouse is just a regular,
It's okay.
just a regular boathouse. And she's always wanted to try one of the canoes in there. So she was really sad.
Yeah, I like the idea of the boathouse.
So she tried to help the preacher open the door to the old mausoleum, because you know they hadn't been opened forever. It was all creaky and kind of rusted shut, and no one could find the key. And the preacher wanted to go in there and see what was in there and who'd been buried there, because all the history records were gone.
It was that kid who died in the treehouse.
Yeah, it was a kid who died in the treehouse. But it didn't fit. She tried to wiggle it. She tried to get in there, and the preacher really tried. And she was kind of relieved it didn't fit, because she figured that's a pretty spooky place to go. Who wants to be in a mausoleum?
Me.
So on she went, looking for some place to use the key. And the key was the wrong size to open the gumball machine outside the village market. Drat! Could you imagine? She could have had a lifetime supply of gumballs! Woohoo!
Could have, if it weren't for that stupid key.
So then Taya was walking down an alley, ready to give up, when she saw a light behind the door of the theater. The key opened the door, and she saw the theater director writing a play about a girl with a magic box. But he didn't have an ending.
So
He was stuck. He was stumped because he couldn't think of the ending. So
So-
Taya showed him her box, and he made the play about her.
Hey.
Yeah.
Taya, that's me. I'm Taya.
The end.